Hello everybody. It's early March. Haven't put up much content because winter time is basically our downtime. It's not beautiful. What's the temperature?
Well, heck, I think like 13 or something. It's gorgeous. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a beautiful temperatures here in Ottawa. We're getting an early spring, so we're gonna get a head start on what needs to be done. The van, as you can see, is I just put all that stuff on the front, but as you can see, the van is pretty well in need of a good cleaning and organizing. I've got my oil change stuff. Basically, what we've done this year is I bought this little utility trailer, and I already took the mattress out of the van. I set up a bed for Matthew, who'll be traveling for me. I'll show you that later, how it's set up. So we have 2 beds in the van. Tina will be flying out later in the season. But yeah, that's a little 5x10 utility trailer, low profile. It's a lot better than using the bike rack. It's going to cost a bit more in gas, but that's okay. So what the plan is to empty everything out from the storage compartment, clean up the electrical compartments, quite dusty. To do that, I'm going to take the slats off. The IKEA slats all come off, so it'll give easy access to everything. And while I do that, I got these fans that I'm going to install. They're 2 12-volt fans. I'm going to install those along the wall so they pump air from the general area in underneath this side, and another one on this side. So it'll pump and circulate air under the bed to avoid getting any type of mold buildup. Because I think the key to that is to keep the temperatures under the bed the same as the temperatures in the van, because you get that condensation from the temperature change. While I do that, I'm going to get some insulation. I never did do the wheel well. I might even build a box it in. I'm not decided yet. This wheel well is a little buried in, so trying to do it would be tricky. And anyhow, I'll check in as I go along. It's going to be nice for a few days, and we'll get some work done. Get ready to hit the road. Matthew and I are leaving on April 1st, and we're going to Dawson City and work to at the campground again. Tina's going to fly out and join us later in the summer, so you'll be seeing my son Matthew on the videos eventually. Plan is to go to Calgary and Edmonton and then up to Dawson. Anyhow, days are getting closer actually. Yeah, 3 weeks away. Might leave a few days early because gas is going up April 1st. So try and get out of Ontario. Anyhow, we'll check in after. Alright. I've got under the bed all cleared out. That's the room we've got under the bed. This is the storage side. This is where we keep our table and chairs. I pulled the slats back just part way. I only need to work on that side. This side I can clean. They're nailed in. I don't really have a nailer, so I don't want to redo it. And this is very dusty. That's my electrical. You can see I got 3 batteries held in place with some wood and brackets. I've got my charger, which is those clamps. Right down here is my charger. Everything is fused. Basically, I've got a shut off here for my solar panels, which I shut off. Turn off my solar panels. And then I turn this shut off is for the batteries from, it's a shut off at my bus bar from the battery. Yeah, my charge controller has a fuse here going into my charge controller from my solar panels, and then out of the switch comes over, and it's got another fuse here. I don't know exactly how many amps, but I got what was needed, which goes on to my positive bus bar. Positive bus bar carries on, and what I'll have here would be, one would be going to my inverter, one's going to my DC to DC charger, and one is going to my 12 volt distribution panel right here. Those batteries are not smart batteries. Well, they're smart batteries, but they don't have the internal heating element. So what I've done is I got 12 volt pads that are underneath the first two batteries and up the back side. They've got thermal control, so when it gets down to, I guess, 0 degrees, they kick on to keep the batteries from freezing. And I got the third battery later, so I bought a second pad for the third battery. And as well, 12 volt, so when the temperature gets low, they kick on. I haven't had problems so far, so we'll knock on wood. So I plan on putting the fan in over there. It's going to suck air kind of underneath my pantry, behind the pantry, pull-out pantry. It's going to suck in air from the heated side and blow it across down here. I'll have it on a switch so I can turn it on and off when I want. And I'll have a second fan down on the wall on the storage side down here, which is going to suck air into here. And then the positive pressure underneath is just going to push it up the back. It'll be coming up between the door and the bed. Yeah. So it's a very basic setup. It's a IKEA bed cut down to the right width. Two of those underneath your washer and dryer, you put these drawers. This one seems to be getting jammed up. I gotta check that out. But you put these drawers under your washer and dryer normally. I picked them up on Marketplace for like 30 bucks each. So I've screwed them in back to back with a piece of plywood that acts as a support. And the plywood also acts as a mounting for my electrical. So it really turned out pretty good. It's all solid in there. The only thing is I didn't get rid of the heater, so it kept it from being lower. Otherwise the bed would be another 4 or 5 inches lower. Probably to the height of these. I would have preferred it, but it is what it is. But yeah, that's basically how the bed area was built. Very simple. This van was not thought out. It was basically like building a fort. Go get the pieces as I needed it. Look on Marketplace what was available. I'll show you my pantry at some point, how I did that. That worked out nice. Anyhow, I'm gonna carry on. I think the next step is probably to get a rag and start cleaning all the electrical. I just turned everything off. Turned off my solar panels, and then I turned off. Alright, so that's a bit of a tour of the back of the van. Okay, any questions, just give me a shout. My email's in the description. nice rear end. It's all cleaned up. There we go. Well, I still got to get the front end of my batteries, but wiped a lot of the dust off. Dust from Tuk Tuk Tuk. Which actually wasn't too bad because we had an extra barrier hanging down on the inside when we drove up to Tuk Tuk Tuk, and we taped up the back doors. That's 700 kilometers of dirt road. So you're gonna get dust if you go to Tuk. But yeah, so next step is I'm gonna take a coffee break, but we're gonna finish up cleaning the front half of this. And I don't want to take all the slats off because, yeah, I don't have the nailer. But I will have to take the first 3 or 4 off over there. Put them back in after. Yeah, so anyhow. Burning daylight, so we'll go take a quick break, have a coffee, and then come back out and carry on with the getting the van ready for 2024 trip to Dawson City, which I look forward to. Well, it's the following day. I just finished mounting spare tire onto my trailer. I drilled a hole here, and I'm going to be putting a little chain through here and a lock so nobody can easily just walk away with my tire. I was going to put it in the front here, but it's too soft. I'm worried there's no bar going down there. There's horizontal bars basically, so it's hollow there. I don't want to cave it in. But right now, I'm putting in my 12-volt fan under the bed. So the idea is that it's going to take warm air from the living quarters, and it's going to put the warm air under the bed. I'm going to have a fan at this end and a fan at the foot end. And there's a gap at the back, so it'll come out. Now I'm debating whether I put the fan out behind the wall, but here, or whether I put it so it's further in behind. Yeah. I think that's the best spot. Right in there. And that'll bring warm air onto my batteries. It'll, there's enough of a gap in between the pull-out pantry. Oh yeah. Pull-out pantry comes this far, which will be enough to screw on the cover. Looking back there. Basically, the pull-out pantry is just a little shelf kit I bought on Amazon, a metal shelf kit, and I put wood on the back side, and then I put wood here. And it makes a shelf on the inside here, and it makes 2 shelves there. And then I put it on a set of drawer rollers, drawer tracks down below there. It's a little messy. I think I'll clean that up today too. But yeah, basically that's what that is. My drawer tracks are screwed to the floor and screwed to the bottom of this sucker. And it's been working good. Anyhow, I'm going to get started on drilling this hole and wiring it up. You can see my electrical there. Now another thing I didn't do, which I should do, and I'm a bad boy for it, I didn't put a ground from my bus bar down to the wheel well. I do have a ground going to my front battery, all the way to the front to the battery, which is grounded to the chassis, but that goes through my DC to DC charger. So I'm going to put also a ground into the wheel well and up to my bus bar, my negative. All right. Oh. Okay. So I'll check in after I've done a bit of progress. Ciao for now. Well, I've installed the fans. There we go. There's one there, and there's one right behind here, which there's a whole lot of room and space in the middle. So, and then this is the switch. I want to turn them on, turn them off. It'll light up, tell me when it's on. I still got to wire it all. This is what it looks like from the back. So it's basically going to be sucking air from the warm area in the van and putting it underneath the bed. So yeah, done that. I also installed a new USB plug. The reason I installed the extra one, this one's going to go straight into the 12 volt panel, because this one runs off my inverter. So when my inverter is on, then it's running. When my inverter is off, oh, my inverter is switched on the wrong switch, so I'm gonna have to go fix that. But yeah, anyhow, getting stuff done. Now I gotta wire this stuff up, wire up the new USB plug. Yeah. And I gotta dig out all my crimping tools and things like that. So I don't know if I'll do that right now. I also wanted to, I picked up some black trim clad paint, and it's a beautiful day, so I might leave the wiring till later, because I can do that from inside the van. I don't need to be out and calling for rain. So what I might do is go ahead and paint this up, paint it black. I'll probably paint the tongue as well. Yeah, I was looking at some hooks, something to use up top there to hold the ladder down. I think what I'll do is, probably there's metal behind here, so I may just put in an eye hook here and one on the other side, and that way you can see if the back. Yeah, I could probably put one here too and just tie it down. I don't want to make roof rack. This is actually plastic fiberglass. I want to be careful around that stuff. I mounted my tire. So I think I talked about that earlier. Need to get a chain that'll go through this and hook it up to a little lock so nobody steals the tire. Yeah. So things are coming right along. I think I'll put away the tools and get the paint stuff out and quickly run a coat over this box. I still got to mount the box. Just gonna screw it in. Self tappers. Yeah. All right. Anyhow, progress. And we leave in about 2.5 weeks. This trailer, it's a bit of a mess, but it's going to come in handy. This is my ARB extra room, goes with my awning. But yeah, it's going to be handy to have the trailer out there. We can carry a bunch of stuff at the front, put the bike one on each side. A lot of this stuff's going to go back in the van. That's where I carry it. So yeah, and I got some gray paint. I think Matthew's going to paint his bed platform. All right, ciao for now. Well, it's getting dark now. I got my USB installed and wired up. I didn't do any painting. Do that over the weekend, I guess. I didn't wire up. I couldn't wire up my switch. I don't have the right little connectors that slide on. They're too big. I might have to solder it onto the switch. They're very small pins at the back. So I'll go get a soldering gun tomorrow. Soldering iron and try my luck at soldering. Well, I think I'm done for tonight. The new USB, 12 volt USB that's constantly on actually takes 3 watts. That's how much it takes to run if I leave it on. So that's good. Before I used to have to leave my inverter on because my USB ran through my inverter. But that's it for today. Tomorrow I'll wire up the fans to the switch and get them going. And that'll be that. And I'll start working a bit more on the trailer. Alright, that's it for tonight. I've done enough work. It's going to get dark in an hour. So, ciao for now. I'll see you tomorrow.